Hello and welcome to the finals. This looks like an amazing hand, so I will keep it. We'll ponder the meaning of this hand. I will ponder Fiery Hellhound not being a terrific draw, but that's okay, that's okay. I actually don't mind ripping lands. I'm going to jam the Divination, so the Essence Scatter is a little dead. So I'll just draw lands until we hit Essence Scatter. That's fine. Like, we've got the Looter going. I actively want to hit the lands. We'll have all of these cards in our hand soon. And probably just turn 4 Lightning Elementaling. Rod of Ruin will eventually wreck that. Given that we have a million looters, we could just trade one off, but I kind of don't like that. If I'm waiting for the Rod of Ruin plan, then I'm committing to taking 2, 4, 6, 8 damage from it. You know what? I got more looters. This seems crazy, and I think it is. If we were on the draw, I mean, if we were on the play, I don't think I would do that. But I don't want to sit here and take 1 million damage from that. Alright, so now I want to cast Divination. However, yeah, he can pump that high enough to get through this. I think Rod of Ruin is my game plan, which means I might want to actually hold up Essence Scatter this turn. It's a little obvious that that's what I have. I don't need to cast Divination yet. I can cast the Hellhound and then next turn hold up Essence Scatter or Pump of my own to trade with the Shade. Because I can't block it now. I can just swing back at him for a bunch. Like, that's not irrelevant either. Okay, so that guy's basically impossible to block. So do we want to race? Like, if I jam the Lightning Elemental and swing, what are they going to do? Probably kill me with Warlocks. We could just Divination and look for a Bolt or something like that. But I feel like for now, this is actually a fairly good plan. Like, that's actually what I wanted there, was for those to trade off, so that's great. That Warlock is actually a really scary card. Like, it's almost a Phantom Warrior. That makes a little more sense why they took the route they went. This kind of makes me want to Divination into Essence Scatter and maybe do the Rod of Ruin plan when we get to 7 mana, which we should be able to do. Because I want to be able to counter that next turn. Of course, we could just whiff on land. That's a thing that could happen. That's not good for those of you playing along at home. But we do now have answers for all of their stuff. They may have Gravedigger loops. We're not happy about it. God, the Rod just wrecks them so much, and here I am not able to do anything with it. If I do it now, next turn I can strike and activate the Rod. I think we're at a high enough life total that I should just do it, and I probably should have just done it before. I can't believe they got back the Child of Night instead of the Dread Warlock. The Dread Warlock's just a way better card. Okay, they were going to do Gravedigger loops. That's fine, because we can Essence Scatter one of them eventually, and the Air Elemental will blank them. But they're just going to loop whatever they have, so sadly, I think I have to cast the Air Elemental here and just dot a Doomblade? That can't be right. Yeah, I think we'll ping this. Essence Scatter the other Gravedigger if they cast it. Probably Seismic Strike the other guy if we can. I know how I win this game, it's just a question of can we survive long enough to do it. So I have to play something here. If I Seismic Strike the Shade, they can just pump it through it. So I may as well just pump this guy. Then with a land, I can play the Air Elemental and keep up the Essence Scatter. I'm locking myself into needing to play Essence Scatter next turn, and I'm okay with that. I can play this guy, leave up Essence Scatter, and look like I want to ping. I really wanted to hit a land so we could play this guy and leave up Essence Scatter, but that's not the world we live in. I can look like maybe I want to block this way, but if we can get both of those Gravediggers in the graveyard, I think we're in good shape. Unless they've got a third one, which they could. Is that not terrifying? Okay, Doomblade has been used before I cast the Air Elemental, so we're not dead that way. Starting to see why the Prodigal Pyromancer is, or whatever he is so much better than Rod of Ruin. I guess this can't be destroyed, but it's so mana intensive to use. I should have just slammed this earlier. It takes a while to remember how good a card like Blooming Shade is, because it doesn't look that great until you play against it and realize that if they don't have anything better to do, they'll just kill you with it. And we're starting to get into range of something like Corrupt, which is scary. So now we've got that loop broken. We can hopefully get out of this mess. Bolt would be a really good draw here, so I'm going to Divination. Like Bolt or our other Seismic thing would start getting things done. Okay, so we have a plan, which is Air Elemental into Clone Air Elemental. So I'm going to get our looters going. I don't quite have to chump, but it's really close given that there's some version of Corrupt or Drain Life or whatever in this format. He respects the looters. I like that. I don't think I win a game where I don't take this hit. Okay, and it wasn't a super big hit. Oh god, more Looming Shades. So I can land an Illusory Servant and clone something. Should probably go look first and see what we hit here. Is like removal spell would just be good. That's kind of just a worse Illusory Servant. So each of these guys can be 4/4s, which I think means I need to trade off my air elemental with one and be sad. We've also got the play this guy and ping line, which is not terrible. It dies, it leaves us, well, not quite dead to removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So then if I hit a land, I could play the air elemental and still have a ping up. I think I'm okay with this. Although just casting the elemental and trading it off, while not amazing, is probably safer. Let's do that and see if we can make sure we live next turn. Because if he wants to trade it off without another swamp, then I just get to free ping the other one. Now all of our problems are magnified because they hit a swamp. This is where the Illusory Servant play would have been a little better, but not a lot of better. Fortunately, we do have this clone. So, can I play this and clone this turn and leave up ping? I don't think I can do all of those things, but I can certainly do enough of those things that we stabilize, right? So 1, 2, 3, and the clone, and I can still have a loot. So let's start there, because like a lightning bolt's still pretty damn good here. Mountain's not, but I guess it's better than an island. Sure. Big problem we have here is that we're stuck on blocking duty. Duty. This is probably a bad sign. Because, like, swamps are good draws for them. Alright, they did not shuffle. This is very bad news. Yeah, they were happy to just rip a swamp. The reason being, we're forced into kind of like multi-chump here. If they swing team. I don't think that's actually so bad for us. So they can make that a 6/6. Which means they're just going to trade it for one of these. Is that how that works? Gets +1/+1, 6/6. Yeah, they kill one of our things. You can pick which one you would like to be dead. Actually, there's no point in giving them the clone. Because if they got a reanimation spell, they could just reanimate this or something. I don't know if there's one in the format. But they've even got a... I guess they can just tap it down to 4 and trade with the air elemental. But that's not, like, horrible for us. I don't like trading my 4 drops for their 3 drop, or 5 drops for their 3 drops, but you know, we're doing something. So again, a bolt wrecks this. So does another seismic assault. If I cast 2? No. I think I'd rather go look for a card. It's not quite the droid we were looking for. Because now I'm kind of stuck double chumping. Yeah, that's gonna wreck us. That is gonna wreck us. The good news is I should be able to take out the Nightmare unless they hit another swamp. With the Rod of Ruining. Although Ice Cage will just end me. Well, not really. Not really. Yeah, they don't actually have an attack here. I'm gonna make them tap a mana. I don't know that it matters, but if we hit Seismic Assault and play the Mountain, that's 5 damage, and this means they could only pump it to a 5/5. I'd probably rather kill the Nightmare, but I mean, we've got the option. Let's see if we can hit one of those cards. That is not one of those cards. But again, we're not just dead until they draw something else. Close game, though. It's over now. The swamp does it. Unfortunately. Yeah, because they can pump that to lethal. I've got to block both of these. And I can't think of a single draw that gets me out of this. May as well make them pump again. Why not? Get it as low as I can. They didn't actually have to pump it again, except that it would have traded. It's still trading. Okay, there we go. Last one resolves. That is a literal nightmare to deal with. So Fireball is divided evenly. So I can burn this out of the way, chump, and loot. And then maybe hit something that will deal with that. I don't know what I have that deals with that. We can go look and see if I have anything that deals with that. Rah. Okay, so today is the 26th as we are recording. What do I have that just kills that thing? Not really anything. Like, I think I'm just dead to it. And there's not a way to get them both off the table here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I don't think there's something that does it. But this is the world we live in. Fireball. I guess the risky play, yeah, that's probably what I should have done, is looted for the, yeah, that's exactly what I should have done, is looted for the lightning bolt there, because that does let me deal with it. And if lightning bolt's the top card, I just lost a game I could have potentially won. I hope it's lightning bolt, so I will remember this lesson. If it's an island, it just doesn't matter. But that's weird, because it looks like it's putting you dead on board, and it is. But it's giving you an out that you didn't normally have. If we're just drawing lands, it doesn't actually do anything. But I should have looted. Seismic Strike here would have bought us another turn, because we could have done it in response to that and killed it, but we're just not there. Not there. I think I got the rod going too late and just let them build up too much pressure, because if I could have used the rod to kill one of the shades, we'd have been in business. Since I couldn't, we got shaded out. Alright, so there was some talk about how good Celestial Purge is against this opponent. And it is good, let me tell you. I'm wondering if I can fit it in here. I'd have to play 2. Oh god, the mana gets so bad if I do that. I'd have to take out the Hellhound. which I don't hate. Do something like this and cut 2 mountains, because now the mountains aren't super necessary. I figure I can pull that off. I also don't want this lightning elemental. I might just want another rod, or maybe even an unsummon. God, the seismic strikes get so bad if I'm cutting mountains. This is greedy. This is greedy. I'm gonna try it. I'm going for it because of the looters. But like I could easily see this just being terrible. Now I did keep a 1-lander in the last game. I'm not keeping a no-lander. This significantly lowers our chances of being able to interact, but this is a great start. I kind of want action more than I want a land. Q drawing a high drop, but sure. The problem is that the double Gravedigger doesn't quite give us the inevitability I'd like. We will counter basically anything we can here, just so that we can use the mana for Essence Scatter. If they don't cast anything, that's fine. We can ploop out a Windrake. Seismic Strike will kill a Shade at this point, so we'll take it. I guess their plan is to Doomblade everything I play. I mean, that's a plan. The Essence Scatter is really my only way to interrupt the loop. But I'd like to have my mana untapped next turn and save the instant speed removal spells. We just kind of need like an air elemental or something here. That's not one. We'll save the extra land though, in case we hit one of our 3 looters. Oh god, I hate Gravedigger. I hate Gravedigger. It's so good. Yeah, I guess I need double Seismic Strike up. We may have made our deck too threat light to actually be able to win. Because if I'm going to have to constantly get 2 for 1 in order to be able to get their creatures off the board, I may not be able to survive that. Okay. That's not good. That is in fact the opposite of good. That is definitely the opposite of good. This is where I wish we still had the lightning elemental, but we don't. Planeswalkers, good and limited since M10. Yeah, basically my entire offense was a Windrake. Which my opponent may very well reanimate and kill me with. Stop it. Stop it. So divination into... Yeah, Unsummon's not helping me here. Divination into Plains Exile, I think, is where we're at as far as ways to start playing Magic again. And if that's not right on the top, I think we're just done. We also can't really beat a Shade off the top, which is why I'm not using these removal spells. We also can't beat a nightmare either, so let's be realistic. If I draw a mountain, I can kill the nightmare next turn. And then they just reanimate it. This is so bad. Alright, we'll look for that purge then. Alright, there's the plains, which is not helpful. So I guess what that means is I have to bolt Liliana so she does an ultimate next turn. And then strike this while I can. And now draw the purge and kill the nightmare. I have to draw divination into the purge into another removal spell. I don't think any of this is going to work. Especially since they can just kind of search for anything they want now. Yeah, that'll probably do it. Did they not even activate? Oh, they did. Okay. All right, my illusionary servant is probably not going to get us there, but I do have a habit of not scooping unless I've kept a one-lander. Yes, that is a thing that can happen. Urf. All right, well, that gets us officially wrecked. I'll take it. Finals appearance, not bad. Apologize for some of the loose play. I'm doing this a good bit earlier in the morning than I usually do. Again, my schedule's a little messed up because I'm getting ready to go to GP Montreal. So if you happen to be there this weekend, come and say hi. I'll be the old bald guy in the Hawaiian shirt. Do come visit the stream. It's at twitch.tv/Simulan. Although by the time this goes up, I'll be out for the GP. But you can come by, follow the channel, and get an alert when I go live. And I will see you not next week, but the week after with some emo drafting. So thanks for tuning in, folks, and we'll see you next time here on SeemsGoodMagic.com.